haven't done a video for a while, and I thought I would show you the anatomy of a watermelon. So dramatic. This is our first ripe watermelon we picked from our garden. Unfortunately, the first one we picked was Snow White. It wasn't quite ready. This one is nice and sweet, very, very juicy. So we have cut it up and taken all the meat out, and that's going to be yummy for dinner tonight. And then I have all the rinds here. We've got a little bit of compost going on, and our seed drying. So I'm going to start over here with the seed drying. I've pulled out, not all of them, but most of the seeds from out of the watermelon. I washed them off in cool water, separated any of the meat, tried to pull out as many of the little, you'll get the seeds that have the white in them, or you get white seeds too. So you want to pull those out. And I have found that drying my seeds on parchment paper has been really successful. The seeds come off easier after they dry. They don't get, I used to do it on paper towels, and that's kind of a mess. So anyway, so the first step is save your watermelon seeds, as long as they're not hybrid. They should grow for you next time around. So that's a good step. And then the other thing that I'm going to be doing with the rinds, besides the dogs love it, they're sitting here saying, please, can I have some watermelon, please? They like the rinds. That's just how they are. But what I'm going to be doing is making candied watermelon rinds. So, you've got all that rind, and, it's got the green skin on it. And what you want to do is you want to remove all this pink. Of course, get rid of the seeds and stuff. Get it down into manageable pieces. And then you are going to cut off anything that's pink, obviously, and separate it from the skin. Okay, so your skin goes in your little compost, and that goes out back into the garden. And then these chunks, they're pretty thin. You don't want to get them paper thin. You want a little bit of a chunk to them because they're going to cook up. And we drop them in here. And in here is my candying mixture, sorry. And you can see I have in here some cinnamon sticks, got cloves, I put in here ground cinnamon from my grinder, and I put in some sticks. I've got whole cloves, I've got nutmeg, and I chopped up a chunk of ginger. Left the pieces kind of big in there so somebody can have candied ginger as well. And then I put in some salt. This is all eyeball because I'm just doing it, I don't know, to kind of have a flavor that would be pleasing to me. You can probably add powdered ginger if you want to do. You can add allspice. Any of your like your fall type spices will be really good in this. I put in 4 cups of water and 4 cups of sugar, and right now it is on low heat, and what you do is you will cook these on a low heat until they become translucent, and you just let that means they're cooked through, and then the spices and the sugar and stuff is all mixed in there. And so there's a nice chunk of ginger. And that's it. You just cook them till they're translucent, like when you cook onions and they become, instead of white, they become that little bit of clear. And that's all you want to do. And then you can refrigerate them. The sugar will be your preservative. They should last a few months. If you put them in a jar and seal them up, they'll probably last a little bit longer. I'm not going to process these. I'm just going to candy them and probably give them away because that much sugar is not good for diabetic, and half the family is diabetic. But I didn't want to try this with a sugar substitute. It just would not be the same. I can get away with that with jelly, but not with this. So that's my thing. Nothing has gone to waste in this watermelon. Excuse me. We got, you know, the people food, we've got garden food, and then we have the luxury of a candy or, you know, dog food, depending on what your dogs like to eat. So that's my take. And also, of course, back to the beginning, there's enough watermelon seeds to last us a lifetime out of this one watermelon. So dry your seeds and get involved in a seed exchange if you have to. Don't let those things go to waste. It's going to be important. So anyway, that was my candied watermelon. Anatomy of a watermelon. You can enjoy it in more ways than just on the 4th of July.